What is up? This is Shark Week. Yes, you guessed it. We are doing an episode about shark movies. This will be a mini episode. I am Matthew, one of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
And I am John Thompson, and I'm one of the action and animation experts. Welcome.
We are glad you are here. So sharks, a cliche genre, but a fun one.
Yep. And I can definitely say that I've already watched Jaws. Thank goodness that you guys will have to ask a question. So, for all you Steven Spielberg purists who is very mad that I didn't watch Jaws more than once, and now is my first time seeing it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, now you're apologizing because you know how good it is.
Yeah, I can understand why. I can totally understand why people love this movie, and yeah, it is definitely one of the greats.
Yeah, we'll start talking about Jaws first. We might as well.
Yeah,
We're talking about it.
Yeah, we might as well. Yes,
The OG shark movie.
Yeah, the one that started the summer blockbuster, as a lot of people call it, and that's how Steven Spielberg became the great director, or can I say my GOAT director that we know today. Which, it's crazy because to pretty much give you the backstory, they had a very difficult production for this movie. They couldn't get the shark to work. At least that's what I heard. And I believe that the director that was chosen before Spielberg, I believe he was fired. And they tried to do everything to make this movie to work, like big time, because it was based on a novel, which I believe was back in 1974, to make this movie work.
So the movie came out the year after because it came out in 75. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. And they actually were able to make this movie to work as it made a boatload of money, got nominated for multiple Oscars. Weirdly enough, Spielberg did not get nominated for Best Director, which is odd. And I think there's a reaction video of him not being nominated for Best Director. I'm pretty sure he was ticked.
That'd be funny to watch.
That would be funny. Yeah, we might have to do a reaction on that one.
Yeah.
But this actually became like the GOAT of all movies, and there's a reason why that we got Steven Spielberg, and there's a reason why people love shark movies. So
yeah, this single-handedly started the shark movie craze.
Yeah. So why do I love Jaws so much? Why is this movie so great? Well, for one thing, the concept is brilliant. It's a brilliant concept.
It is.
Which it's interesting because you think a movie about these people seeing shark attack every single time at the beach, it may not be considered thrilling. It's thrilling in a lot of ways. And it's sort of like this whole sort of investigation of how do we stop this shark for attacking people at the beach.
Yeah.
Like, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant concept, and the characters, my gosh, they're written so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I can totally see why. And again, I feel so stupid that I didn't watch this movie years ago.
So besides Scream, is this another win for horror for you?
Probably so, yeah. which honestly, for a movie that came out in '75, for a quote unquote horror film, it's pretty tamed compared to most horror films that came out this year. And I mean that in a good way.
It's very graphic for a 75 movie, though.
True.
It should have been rated R for the gore and stuff.
Well, the gore didn't bother me that much when
I know, but I'm saying
first
compared
watched
to
it.
like what their standards are, it should have probably gotten an R rating.
I can probably see that, although it was back in the '70s. So,
Right.
And remember, PG-13, it was not invented yet.
Right, I know. How did we get so good and then so far, going from Jaws to the sequels?
Oh boy, which people, please do not ask me and request me to watch the Jaws sequels because it does not work for a franchise at all. Why do you do it 3 more times? Like, it's so silly. I heard the sequel, Jaws 2, it's sort of like this first movie except without the charm. The third went so goofy. They went to SeaWorld and they tried to do 3D, which there's no sharks in SeaWorld. What are we talking about? And then Jaws of Revenge, the same shark attacks the family from the first movie, from the Bahamas to the family in less than 3 days. Huh?
They really sunk their ship with that one. They did, though.
To be fair, yes, they did.
That was called a factual pun.
Yeah. You probably haven't even seen the sequels yet.
Not yet. I actually have them on Blu-ray.
Oh wow, high quality Blu-rays, huh?
Yeah, Paul got it for me.
Oh, he did,
Speaking
huh?
of which, he was just trying to call. No, I'm not answering.
Oh.
I'll call him back when we're done.
Well, all I can say is, for you watching the Jaws sequels, have fun.
Yeah.
You sort of did the same thing with Deep Blue Sea, which I heard the sequel wasn't good.
2 was trash. A Deep Blue Sea is my 3rd favorite shark movie.
Interesting.
You haven't watched Deep Blue Sea yet, have you?
No, I had a lot of movies to watch that week, and
You should check it out though when you get the time.
Yeah, probably so.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
LL Cool J.
As the preacher.
Yes, and the cook. He's the cook on the facility too.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a parrot that like trash talks him. The guy walks in, he's like, "Fat butt, you got a big fat butt."
I like parrots. I do like parrots. But yeah, the whole film as a whole, like the characters are brilliant. The concept is great, and also for film that came out in 1975, does it age badly? I don't think it does.
So, no.
I don't think it does. Like, it still ages great, even after the film that almost came out 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And the shark still looks great, even after the film came out in 1975. They could release it in theaters if they wanted to. Heck, I would be surprised if they do a re-release next year.
They do re-releases of it once in a while.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. I kind of want to see it like on the big screen and see what it would look like on the big screen.
Yes, it was so cool.
Yeah.
They do screenings a lot at pools, like where you could sit on a floaty and watch it in the water.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
You want to try that?
Probably so. I mean, they did the same thing with the Meg that came out in 2018. They showed it on the ocean beach and they watched it.
The Meg is a good movie.
You know, I will be honest with you. After watching Jaws, I probably would want to watch more shark movies because I'm sort of not afraid of sharks now after watching it, which is weird. Maybe that's the reason why I didn't watch Jaws earlier, because sharks maybe gave me the creeps when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be mentioning some of my favorites in this episode, so take note.
Yeah, take notes. Going another one, which we'll probably get to later. Another thing about this movie that I absolutely love, the dialogue. My gosh, the dialogue. It's so written so well.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many iconic scenes that's in this movie, like the one scene where Ross Scheider's character, he just keeps on going into the water and said, "Get a load of this thing," and then the shark comes out, and then he goes like this, and the greatest line in movie history that was improvised, by the way. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Like, I heard it was improvised. It was not in the script.
Yeah.
Which makes it even great.
Some of the best lines in movie history are improvised.
Yeah. I love improvised lines.
Yes.
That's the kind of movies that I like hearing, is something that's not in the script and it's improvised.
Yeah.
And they kept it in the final cut. I love that. It's great. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, improvised lines are great.
Yeah, they are. Then you get to the finale, which it gets even more thrilling when you get to the finale. That's where they conquered at the end, which it should have been the end, but it's not, because there were sequels where the shark literally comes out of the water and he's about to eat one of his partners, which I think his legs got chopped off, or maybe he survived. I don't even know, but that was pretty insane. And then he finally was able to find something to put in the shark's mouth, the main character, and then he pretty much shoot the shark. Shark explodes. Everybody is happy. They're all saved. The end. And yet, it transformed into 3 movies, a.k.a. sequels. Like, again, what are we doing here? Like,
what are we doing in life?
I mean, honestly, you can thank and blame Jaws at the same time, because without Jaws, we would have never got some other summer movies, but then we never would have got the franchise, which it should never been a franchise.
And to think, those probably aren't the worst shark movies out there. I'm sure there's worse.
Yeah.
Shark movies are both great and terrible at the same time.
Yeah, you're really forcing me to watch Sharknado, aren't you?
That one's not bad. There are worse ones out there.
You're probably right.
Shark Side of the Moon is definitely worse.
Which that's actually the one I've been wanting to watch, actually.
It is so painful. It's made to be painful, though.
Yeah. I mean, does the shark literally go in space? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
Good.
I'm about to watch one in the next few weeks called No Way Up. I believe it came out this year. I believe a plane crashed in the ocean, and sharks are trying to get in the plane.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah,
So we got snakes on a plane. Now we get sharks on a plane.
apparently.
Yeah. But yeah, without Jaws, I mean, this movie, honestly, that pretty much brings to a question. If Steven Spielberg did not direct Jaws, do you think the movie would be this memorable?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I can't imagine anybody else but Spielberg directing Jaws.
because he was known for the magic at the time.
Yes.
Honestly, this could be a hot take. The only other director I could see doing it that was a director at that time would be Stanley Kubrick.
True. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because Stanley Kubrick, he was on the hype of his power too,
Yeah,
or height of his power, or
yeah.
whatever works.
Uh,
But yeah,
Another one, he's not known for. He does horror movies, but he's not known for this. But I think this could be an interesting twist if he were to do a shark movie. Can't now. He's not with us anymore. George Romero, the guy who did like Night of the Living Dead and stuff.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that name. Yeah.
It could be interesting.
Here's another name that also might be, and that could work. Maybe John Carpenter.
I don't believe he had started yet. I believe Halloween was his first movie. So that was 78.
Yeah, but that would have been interesting to be directed Jaws first and then Halloween.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are
Yeah, I think Stanley Kubrick would be the only other person that could have done it at the time.
well, Spielberg and Kubrick were friends when they first met, so that can't be a coincidence. Which that's quite something else.
George Lucas maybe too.
Yes.
Because American Graffiti came out before Star Wars.
I heard good things about that.
So he was filming before Star Wars. I've heard some people actually think Star Wars was his first movie, but it was not.
No, it was another science fiction movie he did, and then I think it was
yeah.
another one.
THX
1136 is
1138, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
I have not seen that actually.
And it's sci-fi.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got other shark movies to mention.
Yeah. So what else you got on this one?
I'll
I mean,
kinda take
if you want to mention a little bit about Jaws too.
Yeah,
I mean, I already gave praise for it.
Yeah, I mean Jaws is the greatest.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give a hot take in a minute.
Okay.
That's probably gonna get me killed.
Yeah. And it's considered a perfect movie too.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Honestly, you can't think of a single negative thing about Jaws. Like when you put it all together.
Right. I'm gonna give a take as hot as one of Dylan's.
Oh boy, I think I know which one, but Jaws is great. I love it.
For me, Jaws is number 2. It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Personally, I enjoy this other one more.
Yeah.
And that is The Shallows.
Okay. Can you try to get this as spoiler-free as possible? Because
there's not much to spoil.
Okay. Because if I can take a guess here, the concept, it looks like a combination of Jaws and Castaway. That's what it looks like.
It's a survival thriller.
Okay, so I'm partially right. Yeah.
Blake Lively goes to surf at this beach. Blake Lively is the main character.
Yeah.
She gets hurt and she gets stranded out in the water because she stumbles upon a shark's feeding ground. And she's like staying on this little rock. And it's her trying to get back to shore and survive. Like, that's the whole concept.
Is she the only one on this beach?
There are other people, but they're not on long. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, boy.
Most of the like The Martian, most of the movie is her by herself trying to survive.
Martian is good.
Yes. So in that way, they're very similar movies.
Man.
It is short. Usually, you know me, I love long movies.
Yeah.
Much to Paul's annoyance.
Yeah.
He hates long movies.
Depending on the film.
This is very short and precise and to the point. And it works perfectly for it.
Okay.
It is only an hour and 26 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually shorter than Sharknado even. So that's saying something.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Sharknado movies are like 95 minutes.
Hmm.
But yeah, it it's thrilling. It's well made. The cinematography's great. The plot, I won't say what, because you're gonna watch it. Um, there is a subplot why she's going to the beach and stuff, and that makes it an impactful movie.
Ooh, interesting.
Like it makes it emotional.
Hmm.
Blake Lively's acting is phenomenal, especially considering most of the movie is her by herself.
That's
Yeah,
good.
the shark design was great. Cinematography was great.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about the shark design because the budget was not very expensive.
No, it wasn't.
For this movie.
The director, actually, I'll pull it up real quick. Do you know who the director is?
I think I'm familiar with his name. I can't.
You've heard the name before.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up right now, so hold on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna pull it up too, but
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I'll read you the other movies he's done.
Okay.
Because he is one of those directors where you've like, I don't know if I've seen anything of his or not. And then you realize you've seen almost everything he's done. He directed. I know you haven't seen all these because some of these are horror movies.
Right.
House of Wax 2005.
Ugh.
Orphan.
Okay, never heard of that.
Unknown with Liam Neeson.
I do like that one.
Nonstop with Liam Neeson.
I like that one too.
Run All Night with Liam Neeson.
That I have not seen.
I'm not either. The Shallows. The Commuter with Liam Neeson.
That I haven't seen either.
Jungle Cruise.
Definitely heard of it.
And Black Adam.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Oh yeah, I have seen Jungle Cruise and Black Adam. Yeah.
So in all his movies that I just mentioned, there's only one that I've not heard of. I've seen all the rest of those except for The Commuter and Run All Night. But like you know pretty much every movie on that list whether you've seen it or not.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So he's not a household name for directing, but his movies are household names.
I mean, to be fair, without the Shallows, he did get to direct the biggest films, so like Jungle Cruise and Black Adam, even though it didn't do so good at the box office.
That was COVID.
Yeah, true.
And not to get too off track, but Orphan did really well too for being a horror movie.
Right.
It did really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, another movie I'm gonna mention. This is, I believe, really. I'll keep talking about another movie while I'm pulling this other one up. Deep Blue Sea is, like I said, is my third. Great concept. It's about trying to do experiments on sharks at an underwater facility.
Yeah. This movie wasn't well received when it came out, but Roger Ebert enjoyed it.
It got a cult following.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's very popular now.
Yeah.
And especially in terms of shark circles. They're trying to do studies for Alzheimer's at this underwater facility by injecting the drugs into sharks.
Hmm.
The facility floods. Yeah. The sharks are now smarter.
Oh boy. Oh gosh.
So
In other words, the sharks went to school, I do believe.
yeah, the sharks make their way through the facility. It's an early 2000s like action horror movie, like typical of that time period.
Right.
Resident Evil, Underworld, similar movies to that, where it's kind of like an action mixed with horror.
Right.
Really flashy style. Comedy makes the movie.
True. When you have Samuel Jackson, that works.
No, he's not the comedy. LL Cool J's the comedy.
True.
There's a scene towards the end. I won't say what's happening, but they want LL Cool J to lead them in a prayer, and he's like, "And I carry a big stick, and I'm the meanest mother in the valley."
You're not good. Hey man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I apologize, but I seen the clip where Samuel Jackson he does not survive.
No, he does not.
No.
That's very early on too.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure people saw in the theater. They were going, "What the? How did he die? Why did he have to die? That's Samuel Jackson, bro."
And once again, like Jaws, the sequels.
Oy.
Now this next one, I was looking it up because I was curious about the budget. This movie spawned, I think, spawned 3 sequels, and this is the definite. I have not seen the sequels yet, so I can't. I have all 3. I have 1 through 3 on Blu-ray, but I got it from work.
Right.
But I have not watched the sequels yet. This is the first one is the definition of success.
Yeah.
The budget was 130,000. Very, very low budget. Like this is
Whoa.
an indie movie.
Wow.
Made 55 million.
Whoa.
Yes, this movie is called Open Water. This is a survival thriller again. They're stuck out in the middle of the ocean, waiting for boats to rescue them.
Wait a minute. When did this film came out?
2007, I believe.
Good night.
But yeah,
wow.
it made 55 million at the box office on a budget of somewhere between 130 and 500,000. It doesn't have a definite number. It says between 130 and 500,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is the definition of box office success.
Yeah.
Like that blew it out of proportion. Like what?
Dang. Like, that's nuts. Honestly, I'm more impressed by the success of that movie than I am Bud and Honey. Sorry, guys.
Like that is a good box office haul.
True. And people still interested in go seeing shark movies, which is another positive for it.
Yeah. I'll mention one more bigger one before we start getting into some of the more what's the word I'm looking for? Cheaper budget ones, I guess.
Okay.
Because we'll mention a few of those. We can't go without mentioning the one like we said.
Yeah.
47 Meters Down.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid one. It spawned one sequel. The sequel wasn't half bad.
Okay.
It wasn't as good as the first one. I'd say I'd have to rewatch them, but I'd say I give the first one a 4-star, maybe a 3.5 or a 3 to the second one. So it's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as the first one.
Yeah. There's actually a little bit of a funny story. When I was in a relationship at the time, which sadly I'm no longer am, we almost went to see 47 Meters Down in theaters. And I don't think she likes sharks.
Oh.
So I could be wrong, but she wanted to see this movie. We didn't go see it, but that's just a little story on that one.
There was one more bigger budget one we forgot to mention. We mentioned it briefly earlier, The Meg.
Yeah.
Jason Statham.
Against a shark.
Yes. So you know it's big dumb fun.
Yeah.
If you got Jason Statham fighting a shark.
Yep.
It feels it's a big summer blockbuster. Not the way Jaws was, because Jaws was a well-made movie. This is like dumb fun, like the Transformers movies. Like
was that also based on a book too?
I believe it was. Yeah. This is an ancient, like prehistoric shark. That
I would say so. Like it's bigger than Jaws.
Yeah, it was from the depths of the ocean. Like we're in a time when dinosaurs still exist.
Oh my!
It's like centuries old shark.
Yeah. The one thing I remember about the Meg is by seeing the trailer when the little girl was close to the glass window and then it got shattered because the shark got so close to it. That's the one shot that I remembered in the film.
And somehow the second movie gets even dumber.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
It was still fun, but it was so much dumber.
Man, I almost watched the first one. I almost went to see the second one in theaters, but I didn't even get a chance to because I was so busy at the time.
I'd say the second one almost enters Moonfall territory in terms of stupidity.
Oh God!
Like that's how dumb it is. It's still fun though. I didn't like Moonfall, but like I still enjoyed this. But I love shark movies, so Moonfall had no redeemable qualities for me.
I do kind of have an idea though. What if there is like a disaster movie where it features tornado sharks, unlike Sharknado, like with a bigger budget? I can see Rowan Emmerich maybe direct that if he ever did. A tornado shark movie.
I can see it. Now to get into some of the we'll get into this. Will be the segue into stinkers because we'll mention a couple stinkers.
All right.
Before we end this.
All right.
The gold standard of stinkers, Sharknado.
Yeah.
These are not good movies.
No. I'd rather watch Sharknado than Bud and Honey, but I'll admit that.
Sharknado is not a good movie. It is a fun movie though. It is so much fun.
And so many cameos, like
it really became like a cultural icon.
Yeah, and Al Roker, he took it so seriously as a weather reporter. Like, we're gonna have raining sharks. I was like, how do you do it so seriously?
I'll name some of the cameos off the top of my head that I can think of.
Yeah,
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah.
Corey Taylor of Slipknot.
Ah, wow.
Bret Michaels of Poison.
That's crazy.
Wow. Vince Neil of Motley Crue.
Man.
David Hasselhoff.
Of course.
He's actually got a kind of bigger role.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I could think of.
Well,
off the top of my head.
there was a blonde celebrity that I'm trying to think of.
I can't think of some of the other. Tony Hawk is in it.
Is he really?
Yes, he's in 5, I believe.
Oh gosh! Wow.
He's like a secret agent skateboarder. Working for like a secret agency.
Not. I may have to watch it because of that now.
Yeah,
That's funny.
anything with Tony Hawk makes it good.
True.
As
And
you know, I'm a
and I know
skateboarding
and I know in the Sharknado sequel they it was sort of like they did like Star Wars title of Sharknado, which is hilarious.
Do you know he uses a chainsaw? Like that's his main weapon against the sharks is a chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
You knew
I
that?
saw a clip of that where someone used that chainsaw and it's like chainsaw shark.
In the fourth, I believe it's either the third one or the fourth one. When they go into space, he gets a lightsaber chainsaw.
Wait, they went in space?
Yes.
Good night.
Up to the space station, yeah.
Oh my god.
They were trying to stop the sharks, disrupt using the Star Wars program,
Oh
which
wow.
is like a space laser.
Yeah.
It was something that was mentioned in the 80s during Ronald Reagan's presidency, I believe.
Oh wow.
But yeah, they tried to use a space laser to disrupt the storms that were carrying the sharks. So they went up to the International Space Station. But yeah, they used a lightsaber chainsaw, where it glowed like a lightsaber.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is the funny thing is I watched a little bit of the YouTube review of the first Sharknado where I think he gave it 1 or 2 out of 10, but yet he still says I still recommend people watching it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing for me with Batman and Robin. It's terrible, but I recommend people watching it.
Yeah, I'd recommend watching all the Sharknados because there is a definite end to it.
Right.
But it gets painful like the last one. 6 has time travel in it. It is so painful, but it's funny. So
what can you time travel in a Sharknado movie? Like
you just have to watch it.
I gotta know the concept on this one, dude.
You just gotta watch it.
I might have to now. Like I can't.
Once you get through the first one, you're just on for the ride. You might as well just.
I might not do this all by myself. This might be another live stream. Good night.
One Friday night, you should come over after I get off work, and we should just binge watch all of them.
Oh,
and then
man.
I could take you home afterwards because it might be 2 in the morning before it's over.
Oh boy.
But we should just watch them all in one night. You're in for the chaos now.
Well, I mean, I do have another suggestion, but we'll talk about that whenever we are in the mood for it.
So yeah, some of the other stinkers I'll mention. Obviously, Shark Side of the Moon. Painful. Painful. It is so painful.
How does the visual look in comparison to straight to video crap?
It is straight to video.
Well, it is.
Well, it was a Tubi original.
Oh, that explains it.
And it was before Tubi got as big as they are now. Because Tubi's actually one of the rising streaming services.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spaceships, it was just desk chairs where they cut the rolly parts off and put it on the spaceship. They go into space. They're not wearing spacesuits. They're wearing a little nose breather like you wear for oxygen mask at a hospital.
Dang.
And then halfway through the movie, they decide they don't even need that to breathe in space. They'll just walk around normal.
Oh god, that's great.
No seatbelts on the spaceship. They're just holding on like this, launching into space. Just
yes.
So many science fiction inaccuracies, inaccuracies.
It can go screw itself.
Yeah, there's no scientific accuracy at all. Some sci-fi tries. This is just straight up, just throw everything out the window.
I gotta see the budget for Shark Side of the Moon. How much it costs? I gotta see the budget.
It was probably $10. It's so bad.
And maybe more than that, but yeah.
Now this is a movie we've mentioned before. It's made to be a bad movie though. This was intended as basically. I think.
By the way, there's not much information about the budget, so
I'm guessing this was actually a parody. If you worked on this movie, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sharks of the Corn.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
It was probably a parody, honestly. I don't think it was supposed to be a serious movie.
Probably not.
I actually know someone who was in the movie. But it like Sharknado, it's dumb fun, but it's a lot dumber.
Right.
So I'd still watch it again. It's just not gonna be one I rewatch like Sharknado.
It sounds like when they say Sharks of the Corn, it sounds like it's a combination of they're parodying Children of the Corn, except with sharks. Which I heard Children of the Corn. I heard it wasn't even a good movie anyway, even though it got its cult following.
A lot of people love it. But,
true, but that's an interesting title for a shark movie.
Yeah. And then this year, if you want to check out new ones, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Uh, two new ones that came out this year were Under Paris and No Way Up.
Yeah.
So that's the current one. I think there's one that's coming out called Something in the Water.
Yeah.
I believe that came out.
Yeah.
Is coming out this year.
So quick question.
Yes.
No Way Up, or the newest Netflix shark movie that you said.
Under Paris.
Yeah. Which one would you rather watch more? Because people said that
I've
the
not
Netflix.
watched No Way Up yet, so I can't say.
Okay. Because I heard that the newest shark movie, they said it's the best since Jaws.
Under Paris.
Yeah. Which honestly, I find that so odd.
Ooh.
I find it so odd when you say it's the best since Jaws, which that's
discounts the shallows and deep blue
not
sea.
that
Yeah.
that's not the greatest of praise that you could actually hear. I mean, although I'm pretty sure I would like the shallows, and
Yeah.
surprisingly, I heard it's PG-13, which I thought, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's a little bit of gore, not much.
Right.
Uh,
But I know that you didn't think it was that great. I think you gave like 3.5 out of 5
yeah,
or
it's
something like
actually one of my lowest rated movies this year. I won't say too much about my ratings
that. Yeah.
because I do my top 15 at the end of the year, so I don't.
Oh,
wanna,
okay. Okay.
I don't want to. I want to keep everything a surprise. Everybody knows Dune is number one right now, though. Like that's obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
I won't say what might beat it. There's something that might beat it,
True.
but but I don't want to mention it on air.
Yeah.
Yeah, Under Paris, it was good, but it was way overhyped. The greatest since Jaws, no. It was decent, but it wasn't anything special.
How did the visual on the shark look?
From what I remember, it was okay.
But
But like, I didn't really care for any of the human characters,
okay.
and it just seemed, I don't know, it just seemed really mid. Like it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was just
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do the high standard of like the classic, which is Jaws, and
Right.
and for you, for your classic, like the Shallows, like
right.
it can be extremely high standard when
For
you're
su-
trying to make a great shark movie.
For shark movies, they're diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
If you're looking at quality, most are bad, few are good.
Yeah.
There's bad ones that are enjoyable, but the standard for a good shark movie, there's very few out there.
Yeah.
In terms of actually like good.
And Jaws was the only shark movie to get a Best Picture nomination.
Yes.
Which, by the way, it didn't win a single award at the Academy Awards, by the way. Which, how? That's weird.
To be fair, there haven't been many shark movies till like 2000.
True,
Jaws series was the only one before that, really.
unfortunately.
Yeah, everything after that was because shark is a very like niche genre.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot of lower budget stuff. Like there's not a lot of market for shark movies.
Yeah.
That's why only few get released. Like one gets released every few years
Yeah.
in theaters.
I just thought of a concept. If they did like a standalone sequel of Jaws, like I don't know if the actor that played the original character, I don't know if he's still alive or if he.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm at to have to look it up, but I'm thinking like the character, like if that character is actually not here anymore, what if the same character, except played by a different actor, like retires? Like this is this final time that he get to be like a
Hunting a shark. Yeah.
hunting a shark. Yeah, and just
Like Logan, basically. Like
Yeah.
an old man. Yeah.
Right. Like, go out with a bang and save the shark for one last time and then retire after that and maybe let somebody else take over. Like, that would be a great send-off if they did, like, a standalone Jaws sequel. Like, forget the other three existed. Like,
Well,
make it a standalone Jaws sequel.
They did that with Halloween, too, where they
That's
forgot
true.
all the sequels existed and started fresh with
Yeah,
a new sequel. Yeah.
I mean, that honestly would be a good concept. And also, bring back Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea if they did, like, a standalone Jaws sequel.
Yeah.
But we'll never know.
Yeah. We thank you guys for watching this. Let us know what your favorite shark movies are. Give us your top 3.
Yeah, exactly.
we'd
Yeah,
love
let
to
us
see
know
your
in the comments below. We would love to hear it.
Yeah, we'd love to see your top 3. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes.
We got our Acolyte review coming up. We got our Twisters review.
Yes, which that will be coming out next week, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
Twisters comes out next week.
Which I'm looking forward to. I got a feeling it's going to be a good disaster film. I'm looking forward to it.
Deadpool comes out the week after that.
Let's go. Yes.
Then we got a week off. Then we got Borderlands the week after that. And then Alien the week after that. This is a loaded, 5 weeks coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Like we said, like, comment, subscribe. Give us feedback, good or bad. We'd love to hear what you have to say. let us know like what your we want to know what your guys' favorite aspects of our episodes are.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments so we could add more of that, take out less of what you guys don't think work. We are here to entertain you. We do this for fun. We enjoy it, but we want to entertain you guys.
Yeah. We would love to get some feedback. Like, what would you like to see fixed, and also what would you like to see to improve our podcast? Because season 2, I truly think it's one of our funnest seasons that we have done so far.
Yes.
We want to do more. We want to do more episodes, more seasons, and we would like to do some big opportunities as well with our podcast. So,
but we want to know what you guys think.
absolutely.
What matters is the fans and people who listen. Like, we could have all the fun we want, but if you guys aren't enjoying it, like you guys, it's really up to you guys. Like,
Exactly.
we want to know what you think.
Absolutely.
We hope you guys have a good week. We will see you next week.
And have a great rest of your summer. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome. Thanks for coming out. Good night.